Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started. And grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Hello, and welcome to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham, I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham, I'm the therapist.
And this is a very special week in the history of the Psych Legal Pop Podcast.
Yes, it is.
This week we have so many milestones. We have hit over 100,000 downloads.
Yes, it's very exciting.
Very exciting. This is the 1-year anniversary of when we premiered.
Yes.
Coming up September 20th.
Yes,
last year.
Yes, we uploaded. We uploaded our first 2 episodes.
Yes.
With the Kardashians.
Yeah. And wasn't it Monica Lewinsky?
Was it the Kardashians and the
Johnny
Depp Amber Heard trial?
I can't remember.
No, it was those 2. I remember that.
Yeah.
And
so that was a year ago.
Yes.
That we premiered. And also we're about to, in the next day or two, about to hit our 100th episode.
Ooh, yes.
So this is a really big week.
It is a big week.
It really is. And it's very exciting. And we wanted to just take a moment to just thank you, whether you just started here or you here from the beginning. We totally appreciate everybody's support. And I just wanted to shout out a few specific people. We have some listeners who, have just been here from the beginning and have just supported us and said nice things. And we really appreciate it. Angela, Allison, our friend Amy Archer from the Filmus Recap.
Yes.
podcast.
Yes. She has been very supportive.
Yes. Very generous, very supportive. Nancy.
Yes.
My 2 childhood friends, Jen and Jeannie, who have been there from the beginning.
Yes. Yes.
Cheering us on. Our mother. Our Uncle
Bill. Yes. Our Uncle Bill. Who
our Uncle Bill.
Probably the 3rd person that uploaded it after us.
After us and our mom.
Yes.
Yeah. He's been very supportive. And
yes.
Nancy, we have a listener, Nancy, who just writes us the nicest emails, and Brandy, who writes us nice emails. And, we just want to say thank you.
We really appreciate it. It makes up for when people, when people tell me they hate my voice and we get mean comments.
Well, I have to tell you, not to bring the mood down.
Oh God, did we get another mean comment?
Well, we got I just felt
a flurry.
I just felt confused by this comment. Someone was very upset, wrote a terrible review on Apple Podcasts because last week, there was some confusion at the beginning of the episode about whether we were covering episode 3 or 4.
Oh, well,
And
that was your fault.
It was my fault. I take full responsibility. I was tired. You guys, I was tired. I just started a new job. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. For all things to get upset about, this person was very upset. And I'll have you know that this week I have it correct.
Yes.
This is
episode.
The going gets okay. So I made sure to pay attention to that. But whatever, I'll never understand, why sometimes people get so upset. But for the most part, everybody has been so kind and supportive, and we really do appreciate it.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this week's episode of Sister Wives, oof, boy, it is much lighter. Thank gosh.
Yes.
Much, much lighter. And if you were at all, across the board, because I do listen to other people's recaps, and across the board, I think last week really affected everybody.
Oh, everybody was upset. It was disturbing. Yeah.
I was scrolling through, and Without a Crystal Ball, who I follow on Instagram, she was saying that what was going on with Kody was he went into a narcissistic rage. And, narcissism is such a huge topic, and there are people that specialize in it. And so I didn't know a lot about narcissistic rage. And so I started studying it, and it was so interesting. And what he's going through is textbook. It's like boom, boom, like every single point. Mm-hmm. So if you want to try to get some understanding of what was happening with Kody last week, look that up. Psychology Today had a great article about it. And then someone else commented on our social media about what happened between why Peyton and Gwen can't be in the same room. And apparently you said, or one of us said, that there was a rift between the two of them. Mm-hmm. But apparently there was something happened where this person claims, allegedly, I don't know, mm-hmm. but that something like he hit her.
Yeah.
Some sort of act of violence. And so if it is that, then it is more than a rift. I am sorry that if I said rift, if that was me, did not mean to dismiss it like that to Gwen. But I had no idea.
I think I said that because I don't know. I don't want to make, assumptions or allegations. I don't know what happened, but obviously they can't be together. Or she's so uncomfortable. She can't be around him at all.
Yes.
So I don't know, but that's
it's sad. Really, really sad for everyone. And also, but it is concerning with Peyton because he is now that he's starting to, he does sort of exhibit some of Kody's traits in some ways. Some of, just some Peyton's things, I think, are, I don't know. Yeah, just that interview that he had, anyway.
Yeah, we barely see him, so I don't know. But anyway, I feel like the theme of this episode, you could say, where is Kody?
Yes.
So about
where exactly is Kody?
Where has Kody been, for the past 30 years? It's kind of unclear.
And that's the mystery. And I also wonder, because that's my question. And I also wonder is it possible that maybe Kody isn't with any of these women, that Kody is hiding somewhere? This is, I love how they're all tracking him all the time.
Right.
And I'm like, is it possible that maybe he is hiding? That he is not with any of you?
Yeah, I think he's hiding from his responsibilities and hiding from the stress. And I think he drives around in his car a lot. I think he goes, to town or where. I think he is hiding because they're all like, well, he was only here. He was here less than a third or a fourth or whatever. Everyone's doing the math. And it's like, where is he?
Yeah. So I think, and Kody is very vague, these things about time and all of this. So we can get to that, but let's jump in because we start off at Janelle's apartment, and poor Janelle, she misses having a big kitchen because she's just there in her teeny tiny little apartment. That is the saddest little kitchen.
It's the saddest apartment. She has this bookshelf right by the front door that just has random shit, not a book in it, but just random shit piled on each shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a storage unit. This apartment.
Ugh. And so she needs more furniture, but where? Where is she going to put the furniture?
She doesn't need more furniture. Where is she going to put that beanbag?
I don't know. In the middle of the room. And Christine's bringing over this giant beanbag chair, which again, who is going to sit in this beanbag chair? Who? And why do you need that? And where are you going to put it? And the poor beanbag doesn't even fit through the door. It's such a teeny tiny little apartment.
No, there's no room in there.
What is happening? What is happening here? This is just the saddest thing.
And I'm kind of uncomfortable with the fact that every time Janelle comes over Christine comes over to Janelle's to have these conversations, Savannah is just standing there, and it seems very uncomfortable and inappropriate. I don't really feel Savannah should be part of these discussions.
Yeah, I am surprised that she is part of them. I mean, I do understand she's 17. No, maybe she just turned 18. But I do think it's interesting that she is always there, that they're not leaving because she has been a part of every single one of these conversations that they've had. And so Janelle is really putting it all out there. And I guess maybe Janelle feels like, hey, this is going to be on television. She's going to see it anyway. Right. So either she can see it here with me now or she can see it later.
Yeah, because she is, I think, at this point, only like 16.
No, I think this is her senior year.
Well, she just graduated this past June.
So she has another year. 2021. That's right. Sorry. I keep thinking it's 2022. Yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Janelle has, so that means at that point, because in the back of my mind, I keep thinking like, oh, Janelle, you only have to get through this next semester and then you can leave. Savannah's almost done. But really, Janelle has another year and a half. Oh, poor Janelle.
Christine basically even says that she feels sorry for Janelle. And she, even mentions that, her neighbor is moving and maybe Janelle could move in next door to her.
And Janelle looks like she wants to do that so badly.
Yeah, but she has to stay for Savannah. But it comes at, so Savannah says Kody hasn't spoken to her since her birthday, which was at the beginning of December, and we're now in mid-January.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Can we go back for a second? So one thing I thought was interesting was Janelle does say that she and Christine had jealousy in the past, which is, they've never really talked about how they've been jealous of each other. And that, but now that they're, no longer wives, all of that's been removed. And that, that Janelle was talking how, right, in their religion, they don't believe in divorce and that they call it a release. And I just think it's so interesting that it's not divorce. It's called a release. It's like how Christine, and then we see Christine's talking about her freedom. I have so much freedom. I am so happy in Utah. I am so happy. It's like, yes, you're like captive. Release is freedom. Anyway, right. I just thought it was interesting words, choices of phrase, anyway.
But it was also funny, too, how Christine didn't really seem to give a crap about the technicalities.
Yes, she didn't.
I don't need a release. I'm divorced. I'm declaring myself divorced. I'm gone.
Because Christine left the religion, right? So for Christine, this wasn't a religious thing. It was really about, I don't want to be with this man anymore, and I'm out of this.
Yeah, Janelle still seems to be clinging to the
religious part. So anyway, the whole Savannah not talking, that he lives a half hour away and that he has not bothered one iota. And then you can see Christine getting so upset in her own confessionals, learning all of this or hearing this about Savannah. And she starts to vent and then she stops herself. Right.
Yeah, she doesn't want to say too much because it's, And then Kody comes back on screen.
This is the first time we see Kody. And what's the first thing we hear from Kody? Janelle and Christine have banded together and shattered my world.
Yes. They kicked me out of my homes where I could be with my children and, cut off my relationship with my children.
Because there's no way for me to be with my children anywhere else except for the homes that I live in with these women. I can't possibly call up Savannah and go to a Starbucks with her.
Well, no,
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
It's
he says, I don't have the emotional fortitude to do anything. And then he says again, he said this before, the phone goes both ways. I'll reach out to Savannah and bring her Christmas, albeit late, but eventually it will happen. And it's just like, oh my God. It's just, you're getting worse.
Yeah.
Like, that was, I think, worse than last week.
Well, but it's just, he can't, it looks bad and he doesn't want to look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So he now is having to kind of, okay, how do I not look bad here? Well, they threw me out of my homes and I can't have Christmas with my children and the phone goes both ways and I can't. And then it's like, well, so what about Savannah? Well, Savannah will have Christmas but I don't have the emotional fortitude and she'll have, I mean, like he'll knows
have her Christmas when I'm ready.
Yeah. I mean, but he knows this looks bad. He knows it. He knows he does and does not. Right? His ego and his narcissism isn't letting him own the fact that he screwed up badly and that he basically forgot about Savannah. That in his ego just took over and he forgot about his child. And so, oh God, poor Savannah. I mean, she's mad and she's sad and no Christmas gifts. And they all talked about how something has switched. Something has switched in him. And then Christine says, you know, it was just so horrible, that feeling, not feeling any hope and not feeling any and then she just can't even finish the sentence. Just that feeling of just.
She says, is he going to leave everyone but Robyn? Kind of looks that way.
Yeah. So next, we have Robyn heading over to Meri's house. And you know what? I think this is the first time I've gotten a real good look of Meri's yard. And I'm thinking to myself, this is nice. This place is really
a huge house.
Nice. She's got like a built-in fire pit and a built-in barbecue thing. And this is what we want for our backyard. It costs a fortune. And a wet bar for the backyard. This woman gets a wet bar wherever she goes.
Yet no one ever goes to her house. She never entertains.
It is really nice back there. I wonder, and apparently, how big is this place? And it's just her?
Oh, I think it's like a 4-bedroom house or something. But they still have to sit outside, which I guess because of COVID, because you have to remember this is December, January, like 21, 22.
Beginning.
Things were still, things were still sketchy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Christmas was tragic for Robyn.
Yeah.
Tragic for Robyn. Tragic. And now we're back on the text chain. The infamous text chain.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. Christine says that Kody and Robyn decided that the sibling gift exchange wasn't safe for them. Are you fucking kidding me? How can a gift exchange be unsafe? In what world? In what universe?
But Robyn's, this whole thing is so bizarre.
This whole thing, like from here on out, the rest of the episode, I'm sorry, Robyn is full of shit. She's acting. This is all an act. She's trying to act like she's so dumbfounded about how did this happen? What's happening? I need an explanation for why my family's been blown to smithereens, whatever. It's like, bitch, no, you aren't. This is such an act. I'm not falling for this. I'm not being gaslighted.
Well, I do have, hold on, when we get there, I do have some questions. I'm not saying that I do believe that some of this is an act. And I also think she's incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of things. And I also think that she's highly controlled, but I don't think I think this is why she is Kody's favorite, is that I don't think she gets to make a lot of decisions. I think whatever he says goes. And I think this is why she is top dog. So, but Robyn says that she wanted them to be at her house. She just didn't want a fight.
Did she really think a physical fight or a big shouting match fight or whatever was going to break out.
I
mean,
don't think
come
she thought
on.
that. No, I don't know what she thought. I don't know. Okay, so this was weird. I didn't understand this. So then Robyn tells Meri about how Isabel Truly and Mykelti came over the next day, and Meri didn't know that they had come over. Meri didn't even know that Isabel was in
Because
town.
Meri wasn't invited.
So, and then Mary's like, why is she telling me this? And Robyn's like, oh, I didn't know Meri didn't know. So what is this all about? Because is it awkward because like, oh, we should have invited Meri over for the second Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand this. Like,
I think Mary's thinking, well, why didn't you invite me? I would
because Mykelti hates Meri, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that the issue?
But Meri always had like a special relationship with her. Like Isabel would go and stay at her house, and when Isabel and Christine would be feuding, and like from way back when, from these episodes that like when they were in Las Vegas and stuff, like Meri and Isabel had a special relationship. That's why she was asking about Isabel.
Okay.
So yeah, and she wasn't invited, and so she felt left out.
Okay. All right. I didn't understand what that was. I just assumed that I thought because she and Mykelti never got along, I just assumed that's why she was like, oh, Mykelti was there, so I couldn't be there. That's what that was.
I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with why they didn't invite her. I don't know. Mykelti said, I'll come over, but not if Mary's there.
Okay. Let's see. And then we get into this whole thing about God, Meri and Kody and how they're better friends. They're better friends than a married couple, and
they're not even friends.
Oh God.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Now we're back to like, what really broke up the family? What's really happening here? What is happening? Because Robyn's gone over to Mary's house for answers. She wants answers.
Yeah, she's trying to get some answers, and then she's trying to understand what happened.
Yes.
But then we're back to Janelle. She says she doesn't know about her marriage. She's not really interested. Her children have felt like there was so much favoritism all these years, but Janelle said she felt like she was okay with it. So she's just now waking up,
Mm-hmm. She coasted over problems. Children, yes. She's coasted over lots and lots of problems.
Yeah, and she said that up until COVID, Kody was regular with his schedule.
That's what he was saying, yeah. He said that I kept that schedule. Yes, I kept that schedule. It was very regular.
Which now they're all going to like shatter that.
Yes. Well, so again, back to Janelle and her religious beliefs. And then Meri says that Kody was always very attentive to Christine, and very early on in their marriage, what was it? That very early on in their marriage, one Christmas, Kody gave Christine a ton of gifts, but forgot to give Meri anything at all. And I mean, you could see very early on, Kody was a terrible plural husband. Like he seemed to really struggle every goddamn year. Like it's all coming to light now that Kody was terrible at this from day one.
Yeah.
That he could not, from the moment Janelle came into the picture. Oh, this was the other thing I want to go back to. Janelle keeps kvetching the entire time about how I don't want to be divorced. I don't want about this divorce. Then isn't she already divorced? Wasn't she married and divorced?
She was, but at that point she was just an LDS Mormon. I think that then when she converted to the FLDS polygamist AUB church,
now she really doesn't.
Now she's real, like that's what she's struggling with. Is that belief, I guess.
Okay. So this is the thing. Kody has always been a terrible plural husband. This is what we're learning. What we're learning is he's never been able to know how to balance it across the board. He's terrible at this.
But also, I think he's also admitted that he married Christine partially because he felt that it would give him some sort of status or leg up or something in the AUB church because of her grandfather was the head of the church. So maybe when they first got married, he was trying to satisfy Christine. Yeah. He thought it was going to get him somewhere, which clearly it didn't. And then when, he realized that, he quit paying attention to Christine. I'm sure that was just that one Christmas.
Yeah.
That Christine got all his attention and then it's over,
Well, and so this is the best. So Meri says she has a secret. I was like, ooh, this is good. What is this going to be? I was a little disappointed that she started keeping track of her time, that she always claimed that it wasn't 1/3 and she kept track of her time and she realized that it was less than 1/3.
Mhm.
And again, we're back to, and I thought to myself, of course it's going to be less than 1/3. I was like, of course it is. He is going to have to spend a certain amount of time away from all of you, right? Because at that time too, are you counting work? Are you counting, time that he would go away to see family, time to do anything? Like he's going to stop and get gas. He's going to stop and do other things.
I don't think she was counting hours necessarily, but more like nights.
Family time or nights.
Because you know how they were real clear about, it's Christine's night, then it's Janelle's night, then it's Meri's night. I think it was spending the night.
Mm.
That's the impression I got, but I don't know because what does what does Kody do all day?
Well, so back then, I think when Meri was tracking, I think this is when he had to work.
Yeah.
So I think back then he was working. And so once they moved to Vegas, Robyn has a confession too. She also tracked the time.
Mm-hmm.
She said she tracked for a month or so or a couple months when they were in Vegas. And so apparently Kody tells this story about how he did this little experiment, which was so bizarre. I don't know what the point of this was, almost to shut Christine up or to prove something to her. Like he spent 25 days in 1 month with Christine, to shut her up, just get her to stop complaining. And then all the other wives were upset. And he said, well, yeah, so she was happy, but everybody else was upset with me.
Well,
and
duh.
Yeah, you knew that was what was going to happen. But it wasn't sustainable.
Right. Christine says that then he went right back to the way it always was, went back to Robyn all the time for the next 59 months.
Yeah.
And he wasn't with anybody else but Robyn.
Okay. So here's my question. So Kody says, when we're in Vegas and they moved into these new houses, right? When they built the new houses, Robyn gave him a garage for his car.
Oh, I love it.
And she gave him an office. So no, this is my question. Hold on. So that when he was at Robyn's, he wasn't really with Robyn, that he was in this office or he was in the garage, which I truly believe that and this is what I'm wondering. Everyone is constantly talking about how he was always at Robyn's house, always with Robyn, always with Robyn. Is it possible that really all that time he wasn't with Robyn, that really he was just alone? Like that basically he was screwing around in his office, screwing around in his garage. That really, that it's not that maybe Kody prefers Robyn. I do believe that Kody prefers Robyn, but that Kody also is a shitty dad and husband. That he is not Mr. Wonderful, that he's not Mr. Hands-on, that I think once he wasn't working full time and he had time during the day, I think that he probably I think he got up, I think he did the little things he had to do. I think he went into that office all day and I think he
sat on his computer. Yeah.
I think he sat on his computer. I think he did his quote unquote multi-level marketing things. I think he answered emails. I think he looked important. I think he went to various meetings. I think he would be like, go into a meeting, Robyn. I think he'd run out. I think he'd go to get coffee and kibitz with someone. And then I think he'd come back. And then I think he'd spend some more time there. And I think he'd come out and talk to Robyn a little bit. I think that's what his kids would see. And then I think he'd go back. This is what I really wonder.
I think that's partially true. But look, there's only so much quote unquote work that Kody can do because we all know he wouldn't work because we're in Las Vegas in those houses. The show was primary work and source of income. And whatever MLM or whatever stuff he was doing on the side, that couldn't have taken that much time. So I just think it was a convenient excuse. And I think it's just something that they are using now to come back and try to clean things up and say, oh, no, it wasn't that he was always spending all his time with Robyn. It was just that he had an office in his own garage at Robyn's house.
Okay.
So I don't.
So you think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I think you're giving Kody a little too much credit.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Well, I'm not giving him a lot of credit. I'm just saying that he's effing around all day, not doing much of anything. But you think that most likely he's kind of sort of in that office and then hanging out with her.
and then he comes inside and has lunch with her, and
because Robyn says that her kids struggled all the time because they felt like that he wasn't around.
Yeah,
enough.
I think that's bullshit. That her kids were so upset that he was never around. He was always with the older kids, but the older kids are complaining that he's never around.
Mm-hmm.
They're complaining to Janelle, and especially Janelle's kids were like, he's never around.
Yeah. But again, I still think that even if he was around all the time, 18 kids is too many. I mean, it's just, it's all too much. It's all too much.
It's impossible. And Christine was saying that he would never come over till 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So no, I don't believe this. I believe this is revisionist history.
Mm-hmm.
They're full of shit. They know, look, they know that the public perception of them is not good.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to do some damage control here. And
they know, meaning Robyn and Kody know that the public perception is not good. And so
because it's been how long since the last season? They've had a year or so of people bashing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start filming this. They know they're trying to repair their reputations.
All right. I was just trying to give maybe the benefit of the doubt, but okay.
I'll give him a little bit, a tiny bit, but.
So Christine says, Christine kind of gets some digs in with Robyn, says that she can't trust someone like Robyn, right? Who says that she wants a family knowing that Kody was at her house all the time. That's monogamy. And Robyn says she's been holding out an olive branch with Christine, to have a potential of a great relationship. And Christine, this is great. She was like, we did counseling in Vegas. She said, I was very direct that Kody was at Robyn's house all the time. And and this is where they gaslit her. And told her, no, we're not. And so that's the point at which I was thinking to myself, so if you were at the office, if you did have an office, why didn't you say you were at an office? I was like, if you really had this office, why didn't you just say we have this office?
Because
so that's why I was like,
what is he doing in his office? Christine knows he doesn't have enough to do in an office all day.
Mm-hmm.
Their job is this show. And whatever other little things they tried to do that never went anywhere, never got off the ground, my sister wife's closet or some MLM or something, that doesn't take up how many hours in a day does that take?
Yeah, no, I know. He doesn't. I have no idea I don't know how does he fill his days now is my question. I would love to know. He just
drives around. Because remember last season they were talking about how, nobody knew where Kody was or what he did. I think he drives around in his car. He thinks he goes into town. He probably goes to some lunch place or diner and sits there and meets with some, friends and shoots the shit and runs errands or drive. I don't think he does much of anything.
Yeah. But Christine says that Robyn, she wouldn't want to be friends with Robyn anyway. She would reject that friendship.
No. Yeah. She said Robyn never told her that she wanted a friendship with her, and she would have rejected it anyway if she couldn't trust her.
So I have a question. So this next story, I am so perplexed by. Did you understand this whole story with Janelle and Robyn in the house and Kody? Did you understand this? About Robyn, she lost her rental. It was a few months before she lost her rental. She wanted to find another rental.
Well, she pretended like she did.
So, and Janelle went to her a few months ahead of time and was worried about her buying a house because of money for Coyote Pass. Kody was really pushing Robyn to buy the house. And then Robyn and Kody got into a fight. And so it sounds like what happened was that Robyn and Kody were fighting. Robyn brings up a fight, some kind of conversation that she had with Janelle a year and a half earlier. That then
Janelle was telling her not to buy the house.
No, I don't know. Apparently, this was something that a discussion that Janelle and Robyn had a year and a half earlier that we don't know what that discussion's about. It's not explained. They had a discussion a year and a half earlier that I think that maybe Janelle said something to Robyn in that then that Kody then repeats and throws back in Janelle's face. But we don't know what it is and what happened. And then Janelle says, Janelle's just kind of like, well, I kind of figured out from there, like, oh, this is how it is.
Right.
Like, kind of like, basically she's going back. So I guess you didn't understand it either. It was a little bit of like, okay, so you're not doing it, Petal Monkey. You're not doing a very good job of don't include this if you're not going to explain it. Like, don't include this little tidbit, because I guess what Janelle was saying is, oh, I get it. So anything that I say happens with Robyn will repeat it to you.
Oh,
then repeat it and throw it back in my face.
So I think she betrayed. She had this discussion with Robyn about buying the house and saying, like, Janelle was against it. And then Robyn went back and told Kody about it. And then Kody got mad at Janelle or something.
Yeah.
But
something
I mean,
like that. It's so bizarre. Yeah. It's just, why include it?
But why would you trust? Yeah, well, your first mistake is trusting Robyn.
Yeah.
You know, of course she's going to go back and tell Kody, and then Cody's going to get upset because it's like, well, whatever Robyn wants, Robyn gets. And actually, it was really what Kody wanted. He wanted to buy that house. I don't know if Robyn was acting or pretending or what. She was pretending like she didn't want the house, but who knows? I don't know.
But this is this big thing, right? Because Janelle is saying to Christine, one of these, like, Cody's big line in the sand right now is, you need to be nice to your sister wives if you want to be with me.
Well, right. And he did that to not just Christine, it turns out. He also did that to Janelle.
Yes. And Janelle is saying,
same thing.
And Janelle is saying, that means that I need to be, means I need to be nice to Robyn. And of course, the irony is, right, and this is what Christine points out, which is insane, because she's like, who is Robyn's best friend? Meri. Yeah. And he doesn't give a shit about Meri.
Right. So that's the logic. The logic falls apart right there.
I just love how Christine is calling him out on all of his shit. Like, she is just, I mean, just calling him out every step of the way. It's like, she is just.
Okay, so then I love this part. So then Robyn goes into,
oh God, Robyn.
He didn't spend enough time with me, and I was keeping track of the time too, and he didn't spend enough time at my house. And then she goes into this whole thing where she's like, what happened? I don't understand. And this is the thing that I think is really, this is a valid point that I think Robyn just doesn't get. She says that it basically kills Robyn that her kids didn't get to have the same experience as the other Brown children had.
Yes.
With the closeness of the oldest 5 or 6, whatever it is, growing up, or the middle kids. And it's like, well, okay, of course not. You have some kids that are around the same age as some of the other kids, her 3 oldest kids, but they didn't all grow up together from birth. Of course, they're not going to have the same bond. And then you have these 2 little kids, Solomon and Ariella, like, they don't fit in anywhere. How are they supposed to have this experience? And it's like, if Robyn was smart, she would realize it is impossible. Logistically impossible.
This is why I'm saying that I don't think all of this is a manipulation. I really do think she's dumb. I really, really do, that she's stupid, because I wrote, Robyn, get a grip. Like, counseling, she is over at Meri's, like, trying to figure out this big giant mystery of, like, I don't understand. It's like, it is January. Christine left in August, September?
Yeah.
Christine is glowing. I don't care if you put $10 million in a suitcase and threw it at Flagstaff. I don't think Christine would take it. Christine is so happy. Robyn is so dumb. She is sitting there trying to rack her brain and think of ways to get Christine to come back to Flagstaff and build this family back and put it back together. This is where she is at. She's trying to figure out how to bring Christine back. And you're just thinking, like, have you not seen Christine? Have you not seen this one? She is so goddamn happy. You can't even, no, get a grip, lady. It is over.
Also, it seems to baffle her that all of the kids gravitate towards Christine. And it's like, well, no shit. She raised all these kids, Robyn. You didn't. She is a mother figure to all of these kids. Again, you think you can compete with her? I'm sorry. You cannot compete with Christine.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gone, and people are going to go, like, with her. They're going to side with her. The chips fall where they may. This is just reality.
Crazy idea, because you always used a nanny. You always you always
take care of your kids.
You always separated yourself. You always used nannies. You always used your sisters. You always used other people. And it's this dumb part, this whole thing of like this cheap broken version of a family. She's pissed because she got this cheap broken version of a family. It's like, Robyn, do the math. This was so clear to anyone that was walking in the door. Unless you thought he was going to keep taking sister wives, you were going to be the last. Your kids were going to be the youngest ones. These kids were going to, what did you think? Logan was going to stick around? I don't know. I think she was so dumb that Kody told her, oh, everybody's going to stay. Oh, I'm going to build a compound and everybody's going to stay.
And she believed that.
And she believed that. She is that stupid that she believed all that.
Because I remember back when he was talking about how he wanted to build that big house so all the kids could come back and live in Flagstaff. And both Christine and Janelle were like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's not how life works. But Robyn is dumb enough to believe that could be a possibility. And also, Robyn always, she has infantilized all of her children.
Yes.
Won't let them she has to control the relationships that they have with their siblings. Why don't you just let them be free? You don't have to control. They can have their own relationships. God, let them maybe go out and leave the house,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's unreal. But it was just her just standing there in the snow, just racking her brain, trying to figure out how to get Christine back. It's like, no. Christine is scouting for places for Janelle to go. Right. Janelle is 1 foot out the door. And Meri is finally waking up.
Yes. Meri's 5 minutes from leaving.
Yes.
See, from
so this is
the end of the episode.
And Meri, who is, not always my favorite person. Meri is like, Robyn, Robyn, she is getting fed up with you. Yeah. She is getting come on. So this is what I love. We now go to Salt Lake City and the music is like this is a happy place. We're going somewhere. Happy. People are happy here in Salt Lake. So they're planning Christine's 50th birthday and they're going to have a 50s theme. And Kody, Robyn, and Meri are not invited.
They are not invited. Neither is Kody's mom or any of Kody's friends or anyone associated with him.
Well, poor Christine. She just said that she felt like a second-class citizen for all of those birthdays and all of those family gatherings for so long. It's awful.
They were all tense and
God, that must be awful. They must have been terrible. She didn't make it seem tense when you watched the show.
She's a very positive person and she made the best of it and whatever. But I can see it. It. And then it all comes back to Shamar Moore.
Yes, it does. I didn't know you could get a Shamar Moore pillow and blanket. I didn't know that was possible.
Well, yeah, you just send in a picture to, one of these companies that.
Oh. And then you can just get a
picture of get a picture of him on your pillow.
Okay. All right. And then they go back to Flagstaff where it's like, wah, wah.
I know.
Meri has no one to talk to. So she has to talk to the camera.
I know. Sad. Well, Meri, at least she is smartening up. She says
it feels so little. Do you know what I mean? Sorry,
Well,
keep going.
Well, I don't know. It almost feels like she's made this decision. And so she's just going to kind of summarize it and wrap it up. And this is her exit scene. Like, I'm sure next week we'll see her, like, there'll be some big exits. I don't know if next week is when she breaks it to Kody and Robyn that, she's leaving, and then Robyn breaks down.
This is Sister Wives. This is going to be like 9 years of this. I mean, this is going to be several episodes. But
I love how she can't even come out and say, I'm leaving Flagstaff, I'm leaving this marriage, I'm leaving the situation, and I'm moving to Paris. She has to kind of soft pedal it by saying she's moving her clothing business to southern Utah or northern Utah.
So yeah, what does that mean? I was like, wait a minute. Because I thought she was going to say, I'm leaving. I'm done with this. I'm just moving, like, forget it. I'm not waiting around anymore. I'm going to move to... I'm moving to Utah. I'm moving to where the inn is. And then she just says, I'm moving my clothing. Okay. She says, I'm moving my clothing business, which we all know is LuLaRoe.
Right.
Moving that to southern Utah, which is where the inn is. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean?
Well, her friend Jen, who she does, I think
Fridays with Friends.
Yeah, as part of her business, helps her. She's already living there because since Meri's mom died, someone has to be there, to run the place. So I guess Jen is there helping her. Jen is living there. She's going to move her clothing business to Parowan out of the inn. And Meri is just so pathetic. She cannot just say, I'm leaving. She says, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the family. Because, Kody's already left me. And, then she puts this, it's like, just come out and say it, Meri. It's okay. We want you to leave.
Yes.
We want you to move on and have a nice life because by staying here, this is not good. You need to leave, cut ties. It's okay to say I'm leaving, but she can't.
Yes.
She has this allegiance to Kody and to Robyn that this is going to be a process for her. So this is like step 1 in the process. And she's basically already saying, like, Kody has left me.
So, but he hasn't told her. What Kody and Robyn are doing to her, I think, is so effed up. It's so effed up. The fact that so basically Kody I didn't realize this, that Kody's never formally said to her, I don't want to be in this with you anymore. That essentially she has alluded to the fact that he has had conversations. Basically, he has said on national television, I don't want to be with her anymore. Right. I'm out. But he has never directly said to her. So she does not have the guts or the will to walk up to him and be like, say it to my face.
Right.
Like, you've said it to cameras. Right. You've said it to everybody else. Why don't you say it to me that you do not want to be in this with me anymore and have the guts to say that you don't want to be with me and let me go, release me and let me go. And then the other part of it is that I wrote this down. I said, what Robyn is doing to Meri is really unfair. Like, Meri, you have to stay. Meri, you have to do this. You have to stay.
For what?
No, for what? For you, Robyn? For you? Because you want someone
you can say you're in a plural marriage.
Yes. So that you can say that you're in a plural marriage, so that you can have someone, so that you can have a friend, so that someone can sit there in a rocking chair, so that you can use and abuse her. No, F you. No, it's not fair. I think it's what she is doing. And the fact that Meri is so scared to tell Robyn because she feels so bad, like, that is ridiculous. If you're a true friend, a true sister wife to someone, like, really true, you would turn to Meri and go, Meri, go. I'm releasing you. Like, go tell Kody, F you. I'm going to help you pack up these crappy leggings and I'm going to help you get to that inn. That's what a good person does, which is what, a good friend helps you see what is real and true and does what's best for you. It doesn't keep you in this crappy situation.
No,
that pissed me off so much. I'm like, Robyn, why are you doing this to her?
It's shitty. And I hope Meri gets out of there soon. But then Kody comes on screen and he gives this really fucked up spin on it where he says that, Christine dealt with this by just leaving.
But she complained about plural marriage for 15 years.
Right. And then she just left. And he and Meri, they've been taking the time to see if it will work.
They vetted their relationship.
Are you kidding me? Like,
what?
You,
yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Defies logic. Well, once again, Kody, anyone who just ups and leaves him and dumps him is bad. Anyone who will stick around and try to grovel with him, no matter how much he hates them or doesn't want to be them, is good with him, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sick. This man is sick.
And Christine says, right, she just said Kody strung Meri along for years and it was mean and cruel.
Yes.
And if she didn't leave, he would do it to her. And she saw that writing on the wall. And so she was like, I'm going to pick up my stuff and I'm going to go.
And now Janelle's seeing the writing on the wall.
And Janelle's like, oh, I'm seeing it too. It's so clear. And I think that, I mean, this happens for so many women, which is why you see a lot of people, at various ages and stages where people get divorced. I think, it's unfortunate. A lot of people, a lot of people get divorced when their kids are, go off to college because, right, it's like everyone's out of the house and you're like, oh, I can finally breathe and look around and, oh, crap, I hate this person, like I really see you for who you are. When kids finally get out of that toddler stage, that's so hard where you're running around, people. So I think this is really what's happening for so many, Christine, I think finally her kids got to a certain age and I think she was just like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. Yeah. And I think this is what's happening. And it's, all it takes is one person to kind of just wake up. And that's what it took. So hopefully, Meri, please.
I know it's okay, Meri. We are all giving you our collective permission. Yes. She just seems to feel, it's like she just feels so much guilt and shame and everything. Like she just is having such a hard time letting go.
Mm-hmm.
And we know she finally has. They finally, they did their divorce announcement or whatever.
Yes.
But God, this is painful to watch the leading up to that.
Yes. It is a lot. It is a lot. So at least it wasn't as bad as last week. And last week was a lot. Yeah. From, social media, people were very disturbed by Kody's, manosphere talk and his talk with Nathan. And it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, it was. Oof, boy. All right. What an episode.
That's episode 5.
Yes. Episode 5.
Episode 5. Thank you. So again, we appreciate your support. If you are not already subscribed to the podcast, please subscribe. We are continuing with our Sister Wives Rewind. We might mix it up a little bit and mix in some other stuff because there's some good shows coming up.
Yeah, Love is Blind is coming back.
Yeah, we really want to watch that. So we might kind of, mix that in. Sister Wives Rewind, it's not going anywhere. It'll just continue till, till it's done.
But we might take a little pause, watch some other shows. There's some cool documentaries that are coming out. So we might want to cover those.
Yeah.
So, and
if you're new here, we there is the Sister Wives Rewind episodes that go through season 5.
Yeah. We're on season 5 right now.
We're on season 5. I think we're finishing up season 5. And we just finished covering And Just Like That. We have other documentaries, true crime, celebrity trials. We're Gen Xers, so we tend to gravitate towards Gen X kind of topics. And so check out our archives. And thank you for your support. And if you like the podcast, please give us a 5-star review. We would appreciate it. And we are on social media at Instagram and TikTok at PsychLegalPop. And anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellows wherever you get your podcasts.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to handle bill pay processes. Why? Because our tools are built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. We're not just moving money. We're powering financial workflows for 500,000 customers. That's a level of expertise you just can't fake. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners, only 30 calories, just 5 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. That great Pepsi taste with even more to love. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.